Damian Lillard. I know we talked about Damian Lillard on Sports Town about a month ago, 2 months ago, and we talked about him staying in Portland. And I just really wasn't understanding where his mindset is at. I understand the loyalty part, but if you're looking to win, it's just not going to happen in Brooklyn. He kept saying he's going to stay, he's going to stay, he's going to stay. Just as of late, after the CJ McCollum trade, Damian Lillard had made a comment, according to reports, that he's not going to demand a trade, but he would be open to Portland shopping him. What do you think of the change of heart, kind of sort of from Damian Lillard? And do you see him playing in another uniform next year?
I would love to see Damian Lillard on a really good team. Like, I think he's the best point guard in the league. I understand Curry is great and all, but I think overall Lillard's the best player. And I told you that earlier, or told you the best point guard, but I would love to see him on a different team. I'm not sure it's going to happen. It is interesting too, now that he's open to it. He probably sees that, he's not going to get a younger, right? And he probably sees that Portland is going to more, not necessarily a rebuild, but
the writing is on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and of course, hopefully, I don't think he did, but hopefully he listened to our conversation that, he should, decide to leave. But like I said, I would love to see him on a better team, like a much better team than Portland. I don't know what team that's going to be if there wasn't, if he decided to leave Portland. I don't think the Trailblazers would trade him to the Lakers. And I don't think the Lakers would necessarily, well, the Lakers probably would want Lillard, but I don't think the Trailblazers would want to trade him there. But I would love to see him on a different team. I don't think it's going to happen, but again, I would love to see him on a good team. Maybe this would be this is probably not going to happen, but maybe a team like Denver, right? If Jamal Murray can't stay healthy, you put him on a Denver team with Jokic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some other teams. Of course, the Lakers would be the obvious choice, right? I think even a few years ago, they were talking about that he should go to Golden State, right? I don't think that's going to happen, but just with a really good team, he'd be so great, and he'd have a chance to win a few championships.
I think he's going to LA, but not the purple and gold. I think he's going to link up with Kawhi and Paul George.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
I can definitely see that happening, especially when Kawhi comes back. I think it's a toss-up, man. It was rumors about him going to Philly last season, when people were trying to shop for him. So I definitely don't think he's going to be remaining in Portland. I'm going with the Clippers, maybe the 76ers, but I think he'll link up with Kawhi and PG for maybe a season just to try to chase a chip.
I would love to see that happen. I mean, I'm a huge Kawhi Leonard fan. He's my favorite basketball player. So to see him and Paul George, that would be an awesome duo, and it'd be a scary one too. I think they could threaten the Warriors and the Suns. So that would be a great that'd be a great one. But I think Reggie Jackson still has 1 year left in his contract. So I'm assuming they'd have to trade him if they'd want to go for Lillard. But who do you think they would try to trade? Who do you think they would trade for Lillard? I mean, who do you think the Clippers would give up?
To be honest, I think the Clippers would go all in. I think it's a situation where as though it's win now. And even though they have a decent supporting cast, if you have Dame Lillard, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George locked in together for one season with Ty Lue at the coach, all the other role players, you can mix that up. So even if they give a little bit more than what's needed, I don't think it's a big deal as long as they got those three. I think they'll be solid. So I'm not really sure who else could, as far as moving the pieces around, but if they could make it work, they got to go for it. The Clippers have to go for it.
That, like I said, that would be a scary team. It'd be a fun team to watch. And the big thing too, they need to stay healthy. All of them kind of have injury, histories, but if, like I said, they could stay healthy, they'd be the team in LA for years, for just at least a few years. And if they win a championship, like all of a sudden this team, the Clippers now become a top organization, right? And they've been a top organization the last few years, but if they could finally win that championship, especially when they're going into their new arena here pretty soon, and I think it's the Intuit Dome.
Change the game.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to completely change just the state of California, I think, if they can win that championship, which I think they should be able to if they get a guy like Damian Lillard, and you already have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. So,